You are listening. Good afternoon. Welcome to News at 12 from the studios of Big Family Radio here in Accra. We are streaming live on Facebook, Big Family Multimedia Institute, and BFM Network, ABK TV Ghana. Coming up in the next 15 minutes. Not running away, Ekufado urges ex-appointees to face accountability.
Galamsey, active involvement of politicians hindering fight. Mutala.
Be president for all and reverse the unfair dismissal. Bawumia to President Mahama.
Passport office to workday, night and dawn shifts. Ablakwa.
City depreciates by 6.5% in first 6 weeks of the year.
Holding of Oriata accountable to investor confidence.
We've got details of these stories and many more. I am Emmanuel Atta Koblan, with me
Esther Akosia Agbobli.
Now the details of the story. The NPP Director of Communications has revealed that the ex-president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has directed his former appointees to remain available for any accountability process following the conclusion of his administration. Richard Nyabwa, speaking to the media on Wednesday, February 18th, stressed the NPP's commitment to transparency and accountability. With the NPP no record of running away, we will be here, he stated firmly. Mr. Nyabwa's comments come amid calls for accountability from various quarters of the public as the country transitioned into a new political administration. Until recently, the Office of the Special Prosecutor had declared former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta a fugitive on the country's wanted list. The sick cousin of the former president, according to his lawyers, had told the Chief of Staff about his medical condition. This conclusion to seek treatment abroad and availability when needed. We will deal with the issue here. It was the NDC members who ran away. My own sister, Sedinam Tamaklo, disappeared. She has tried to abstention, but she ought to be here. Our party has no history of our official fleeing from accountability.
Okay, so moving on to the next news. Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, has revealed that some politicians are actively involved in illegal mining, Galamsey, making efforts to combat the menace even more challenging. Speaking with the media, the minister expressed deep concerns over the role of the political figures in the Galamsey industry, stating that their involvement has significantly hindered the government's efforts to address the issue. He also pointed out the withdrawal of security forces from Galamsey-prone areas in 2022, a decision he believes worsened the situation. There is no denying the fact that politicians are engaged in Galamsey. It's shocking to note that as of 2022, the state had taken a decision to withdraw security forces who were preventing people from engaging in Galamsey in all Galamsey areas. Mutala Mohammed expressed the government's commitment to win the illegal mining fight, adding that their talks are not rhetoric. He mentioned that they have put in place measures to stop Galamsey with the introduction of planting trees. No rhetoric. We want to do less talking and much work. I can tell you what we are doing is profound. Some of the things I can't put out there. I had some engagement today, Wednesday, February 19th, with some organizations and institutions to see how we can stop Galamsey and at the same time restore the water bodies.
Moving on to another story, the former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has urged President John Dramani Mahama to uphold his own promise to Ghanaians to be president for all by reversing the recent mass dismissal of legitimately employed Ghanaians from the public sector. The new administration, through the directive by the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, has ordered the revocation in immediately effect of employment by the previous government in its final days in office. The development has attracted widespread criticism, and the former vice president has added his voice, calling on President Mahama to protect those affected by halting the mass dismissals. Writing on his Facebook page on Wednesday night, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said he had made a personal vow to allow the new government time to settle down and continue with development of the country, but could not watch out, commenting when the rights of Ghanaians who have been employed to serve the country were being trampled upon. To look away whilst these ills persist into abandoned by the responsibilities to remind President Mahama and his government of the overriding duty to live by the democratic tenets envisioned in the 1992 Constitution and do justice and a right to all manner of persons, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia added.
Moving on to the next news. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa has urged staff of the Passport Office to prepare for extended working hours, day, night and dawn shifts as part of the government's 24-hour economy initiative. Speaking at the passport headquarters in Accra, he emphasized that applicants should receive their passport within a week of application, a key goal of the reform. Ablakwa has also revealed plans to reintroduce chip-embedded passports and integrate passport data with the National Identification Authority system to streamline applicants' verification. Reaffirming his commitment to modernizing the Foreign Affairs Ministry, he announced efforts to revise passport fees, reducing costs for ordinary applicants while increasing fees for premium services. You have also heard about our big reforms that we want to carry out. We want the passport administration in our country to become a 24-hour operation. He stated, this year, 2025, you need to stand and get ready. Prepare yourselves. We are going to run 3 shifts. We want to cut down on the waiting time for passports. We believe that within a week, it should be possible to get a Ghanaian passport when you apply for it. The 24-hour economy intervention we are making will address that, he added.
Now moving on to other stories, optimism expressed by businessmen and traders about the stability of the cedi against the US dollar in the early part of the new year has not been sustained following the continual depreciation of the local currency. The cedi began the year somehow on a stable note, but only 6 weeks into the new year, it has suffered a concerning rate of depreciation. Bank of Ghana data shows that in the first 6 weeks of the year, the cedi has recorded a fast depreciation against the US dollar from 14.5 Ghana cedis per dollar at the beginning of January to 15.55 Ghana cedis per dollar currently, with higher forex bureau rate. The fall of cedi within the first 6 weeks of the year represents a 6.5% depreciation rate, which has raised concern. Analysts have predicted that should this fast rate of depreciation continue to the end of 2025, the cedi would depreciate by over 50% against the dollar. Government has therefore been urged to take immediate measures to check the rapid cedi depreciation before it gets too late. Meanwhile, depreciation of the cedi continues to negatively impact fuel prices in the country despite a decline in prices on international market. Prices of Brent crude and other petroleum products on the international market have dropped by 5.65%, but the fast decline of the Ghanaian cedis has rather ensured a rise in the fuel in Ghana. A recent press release by the Institute for Energy Security said in the first pricing window of February 2025, the cost of fuel in Ghana surged for the 3rd time this year.
Now, details of the news. Economist Professor Lord Mensah has emphasized that efforts to hold former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta accountable for decisions made during his tenure could send a strong message to investors about Ghana's commitment to transparency and financial accountability. According to him, such actions not only reinforce the country's stance against financial mismanagement, but also warn future administrations about the importance of appointing competent individuals to oversee the nation's finances. Ken Oforiatta was recently declared wanted by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, in connection with 4 high-profile corruption investigations, including cases related to the National Cathedral Project, Strategic Mobilization Limited, SML, and 2 others. However, his name was later removed from the wanted list after his legal team informed the OSP that he would return to Ghana in May 2025. Professor Mensah believes that these unfolding developments mark a step towards strengthening Ghana's financial governance. He asserts that consistently demanding accountability from key economic managers will, in the long run, help restore investor confidence in the country. Gone were the days it looks like we have left people freely walking around, so anybody can do his own thing. It sends a good signal to the investor community. Any minister that comes to hold a portfolio and does not manage well tends to take decisions on his own without necessarily looking at the public interest. I believe that person should be held responsible. Finance, law, and economics go together in any environment where laws don't work, where people are not punished for their financial misappropriations. Investments don't thrive.
Away from that story, moving on to Afajato South, the Member of Parliament for Afajato South, Honorable Frank Efriye, has called for urgent action to address Ghana's growing water supply challenges. In a statement on the floor of Parliament on Wednesday, February 19th, the MP expressed concern over the deteriorating state of water resources in his area stemming from the malfunctioned PV water treatment plant since December last year. Frank Efriye called on the government to ensure that all citizens across the country have access to safe drinking water. Let us prioritize urgent repairs and upgrade of existing water treatment plants across the nation, ensuring that they can meet the demands of a growing population. Additionally, we should expand our distribution networks to guarantee the communities to have access to clean and safe drinking water. Until last weekend, residents from Peve and neighboring communities faced constitutional challenges in accessing clean water due to the malfunction Peve water treatment plant since mid-December last year. This is a merely and microsome of a much larger national issue that threatens the health, safety, and livelihood of countless Ghanaians.
So moving on to the next news, the details. Korean ambassador to Ghana reaffirms support for health sector. The Korean ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Park Yeon-sik, gave the assurance when he paid a courtesy call on the Minister of Health, Kwabena Minta Akando, at the ministry in Accra on February 19th. The high-level meeting brought together representatives from the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, the Korea Foundation for International Healthcare, KOFIH, and senior officials from the Ministry of Health. Discussions focused on deepening the existing partnership in healthcare infrastructure, medical training, and strengthening health management capacity at the district and sub-district levels. Ambassador Park Yeon-sik emphasized Korea's long-standing support for Ghana's healthcare development, highlighting the importance of continued collaboration in maternal and child health, infectious disease control, and capacity building for healthcare workers. He reiterated Korea's commitment to strengthening Ghana's health system to ensure accessible and efficient medical services for all citizens. Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando expressed gratitude for Korea's unwavering support and acknowledged the impact of past and ongoing projects. He cited key initiatives such as the construction of model community-based health planning and services (CHPS) facilities, the enhancement of Ghana's emergency medical services, improvement in hospital infrastructure, and training programs for healthcare professionals.
Now, moving on to other stories, the West African Examination Council (WAEC) has stated that the National Union of Ghana Students (NUGS) has the right to stage a demonstration over the withholding of some 2024 WASI result. NUGS has announced plans to protest on Tuesday, February 25, in response to WAEC decision to withhold the result of certain candidates. Speaking to the media, WAEC's head of the public affairs, John Kapi, acknowledged the union's right to protest but insisted that the council is operating within its mandate. NUGS has the constitutional right of demonstrate against whatever they feel, but in our press conference we indicated clearly that no single staff of the council unilaterally decides to withhold result or to cancel result. Whenever we have to make decision, we refer to the decision to the appropriate committee of the council, and that is what we have been doing over the years. And so I would say that we have not habitually been unjust to anybody as far as our operations are concerned. And this wrap up to the news at 12. My name is Emmanuel
And
Atta Kobna, and
I am Esther Kusia Agbobli.
thanks for being with us. Enjoy the rest of our program. Stay tuned.
You are listening.